Let me see what that look like right there.
There's a lot of brothers in no camp got kicked out.
And we on for real.
And I see that.
Let's see. And that's better if I can goddamn put it down. Yeah, that probably be better.
Not right now.
What that look like, dog?
Yeah, we already at 12 now.
It look good right now.
18, shit.
Time to eat. That's okay, y'all.
I should call him too.
Somebody did.
Yeah, call him. I see him.
We see
12.
Okay. Yep, Khan. All right, Shalom, Shalom. We the Brothers of Great Millstone, the Church of Birmingham, Alabama. As always, we want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Yeah, that's the correct name of the Heavenly Father, His beloved Son, and the Holy Spirit. I also want to give double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, much due honors and respect to the sincere brethren out there also laboring in His work. You know, as well as you believers, the Akim and the Aqua, the brothers and sisters alike that subscribe to this truth as well. So, this live stream right here, we got it entitled The Guardians of the Gospel, you know, which if you claim to be, you know, you got these self-proclaimed leaders amongst Israel. You know, right now you got the summit going on. I don't know if it's closed, you know, but it's dedicated to all these different Israelite groups coming together, you know, with different doctrines, man. You know, matter of fact, give me that. I always say, why don't you come? How can you come together with one? You all different. Matter of fact, I'll find it real quick. How is it that you come together with different teachings or something like that? I'll find it. But you got these different groups that come together, and you know it's at the expense of teaching the word in its purest form. You know, in effort to have good rapport with the next group, you willing to leave the doctrine at the door. You willing not to address certain things. You know, here it is, one group teaching that the RFID chip is not the mark of the beast. You teach that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. So in order to quell the differences, you would lay that to the side to come together. You compromise the word of Yahweh Shema Shah. That's what's going on in Israel right now, man.
That's right.
You know, and if you claim to be a shepherd, first and foremost, what's the role of a shepherd, man? They watch over the sheep, man. They look out for the damn wolf, man. You know? And you are to guard, you know, over the sheep. And pretty much we were set up as guardians of the gospel as well. And I'm going to say this, man, you know, if you really a man of the Lord, you're going to feel compelled to step in and reprove and rebuke anybody that's breaking down the scriptures wrong, man, who are not rightfully dividing the words of Yahweh Shem Shah. Like you got, you know, it's well documented, which is a low point, if you will, in Israel, with these clowns over in ISUPK, man. Pretty much what they did, they came out and said John the Baptist wasn't a man of the Lord. Now, who was the only group that went out on the forefront and defended the gospel? It was the men here at Great Millstone, with an exception. You had this guy, Deacon ASAP at IUIC. I actually saw the video. It was brief, but he touched on it, you know. Then you had the brother out from the Adam Addict camp.
Yeah, Amos.
Yeah, Amos. He valiantly stepped up, you know, and he defended the gospel. And also the brother from Sakar, what's his name? Deacon Hakar. Yeah, I don't know why his name escaped me. Hakar. You know, we tilt that hat to brothers. No, we just don't get on. You know, they stepped in and defended the gospel, man. But for the most part, we the only ones that step in and defend the gospel. All right. And again, if you're a true man of the Lord, you're gonna feel some type of way, man, when these scriptures are not broken down correctly. Matter of fact,
That's right.
I know y'all got some precepts, but let's start off real quick with Psalms 119 and
Hey, dog.
104.
Yep.
Yep, get that real quick.
God, this song, it's like this Psalms chapter 119 and in 104, it says, "Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way."
Yeah, so through the precepts we get understanding, right? And therefore we hate every false way, man. And that hate is gonna spill over to you correcting, man. You know, sometimes it might be a sharp rebuke, and that's a part of the doctrine right there. It tells you that in 2 Timothy. I think that's 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, in the 16th verse.
Yep.
Hold that on, Dick. If y'all got precepts, go ahead and write them out.
If I got
I
something.
got one.
Yep, go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 48 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood.
Yeah, see that? And that's what you do, man. You know, you don't want to check the next man. You don't want to correct him because you want to maintain a certain status in Israel, man. You know, like when it was a year or two back when they had, I think it was the same summit. This did become an annual thing, man, where these groups get together. You had this dude, Elazar. He was in the room with this guy, Zabak.
Yeah, Zabak, yep.
And he checked him about the chip, but he did it in a joking way. He was joking about it, man.
Yep.
You know, he should have got all over him about not teaching that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, man. You know, but again, these guys, they really don't commit fully to what Yahweh Shai tell them. That's why Yahweh Shai said, "Why callest me Lord and do is not what I tell you to do, man." You know.
That's it.
So you can't just teach what you want to teach. You got to teach this doctrine in its fullness, which entails and consists of correcting. Matter of fact, give me that real quick in 2 Timothy. You got that?
Yeah, kind of this 2 Timothy 3 and 16. It says, "All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine,
See that?
for reproof, for correction, for its instruction in righteousness."
Right, see that? So this doctrine was laid out for not only, you know, just edifying you, you know, so in effort to instruct you and to correct you, which when you go into that word, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the word instruct, or not, and correct, when you look it up, one of the words there is to straighten out, man.
That's right.
Because you're going astray, you're going in a crooked path. So that's what we do. We straighten you out. And that's a turnoff to a lot of you casual Israelites, man. You know, your thing is for all of Israel to come together, like this man Mars, man. You know, because that's what Jake believed. You know, they accomplished something when they just get everybody to come together, whether it's in the form of a damn cookout or just a summit like they're having over the weekend, man. You know. No, when Yahweh came on the scene, what happened? It was friction, man. He dealt with the men that he called in, but you know, you had different sects out there. You had the Sadducees, Pharisees, you know. You had the lawyers, and you had scribes. You had the Sanhedrin, the lesser and the greater of the Sanhedrin. You know. Matter of fact, somebody hold Acts the 2nd chapter too. Y'all get what y'all got.
This the book of Philippians 1 in verse. This Philippians 1 verse 16.
Yeah, I got it. Yep.
It says, "Preach a Mashiach of contention, not sincerity."
Yeah, read that one more time.
This Philippians 1 and 16. The one preach a Mashiach of contention, not sincerely.
Right. And the group that come to mind, you know, I'm just keeping it 100. Sakari, man. Like if you check out their channel, it's dedicated to debates. You know, you have certain guys that come up and debate. That's what the scriptures say when they say they teach of contention. When you go into that word contention, it goes back to contend, which means to fight. That way, you know, if you got boxers, you got the #1 contender.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they set up this truth, man. As if this is a damn arena, you know, in this corner, you got the Sakari. In this corner, you know what I mean? That's how they set it up, man. They promote it, they package it, you know, a debate, you know, Sakari about to debate this or that group. Well, that's what the scripture going into. Go ahead, I'll read it again.
It says, the one preached a Mashiach of contention, not sincerely, supposed to add affliction to bonds, but the other of love, knowing that I am set for the defense of the gospel.
Right, we are set for the defense of the gospel, man. So somebody got to do it, man. Somebody got to roll up their sleeves, get their hand dirty, and defend the gospel. Think about it. Before we came into this truth, or the reason why we was in the condition that we was in, because these scriptures weren't conveyed to us properly, man.
Okay.
That was one of the main reasons why we was all messed up, man.
That's right.
So now that the Lord got us building, then you got some niggas come behind you and pretty much vandalize. It's almost like you building a house and somebody come and vandalize the house.
Okay.
Then you got to come back and you got to straighten up that shoddy work what they did. Or you might have a crew that come and mess up what you done started, man.
That's right.
So now you got to go back and, you know, straighten up that, fix their shoddy work, man.
That's right.
See?
Mm-hmm.
So you should feel some type of way when, you know, once the Lord have laid this doctrine out and gave it to you in its purest form, and somebody come and sully it, man. It tells you that also, I think that's in Ezekiel, I think it's Ezekiel 36, where it talk about the fattened cows, the fattened cattle, where they muddy the water. I'll find it. Go ahead, get what you got.
Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach,
Mm-hmm.
21 and 16. It says, the talking of a fool is like a burden in the way,
Mm-hmm.
but grace shall be found.
Now, yeah, we're going to read that again. Yeah, that's a good. Read that again.
Okay, this is Jude, verse 12. These are spots in your feast of charity, when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear.
Right. You got guys that come into this thing without fear. They attempt to break the scriptures down. You know?
Yeah.
They don't consider, well, you know what? Is this right? You know, they're just impulsive, man. Go ahead, read that again up.
Kind of. From the top, Jude 12, verse 12, is only one chapter. It says, these are spots in your feast of charity, when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. Clouds they are without water, carried about of winds, trees whose fruit...
carried about of winds. The winds is doctrine, man. They carried away, man, with these wayward ideas, man. These heresies that they bring into this truth, man. See? Go ahead up.
Kind of carried about of winds, trees whose fruit withereth, without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots. Raging waves.
Oh, it says twice dead. Yeah, you twice has elements to reincarnation, man. You know? And also, it's overkill, man. All right, go ahead.
Verse 13, it says, raging waves of the sea.
Yep, raging waves of the sea, meaning it's just a never-ending, you know, crashing and clashing of sounds. It's raging. You know, go ahead.
Foaming out their own shame.
Yeah, foaming out their own shame, because they said when you shake up or whatever, it foams up. You know, that comes from you not being stable. When you move and toss to and fro, what happens? It foams up. You know, so that's what you're doing. That shame is bubbling up. We can see it, man.
That's right.
You know, go ahead.
Yeah, again, foaming out their own shame. Wandering stars, to whom is reserved the
standing on the lack thereof. You know, you're going to be cast into outer darkness. You know. Good. Good.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, I ain't got nothing else on except for just the. Ain't nothing on, just all that.
Yeah, kind. Yeah, Salakia, we having a little technical difficulties, but again, we good? All right. Yeah, Salakia, you know, we having a little technical difficulties, man. Esau, you know, messing with the string, the devil, man. But again, this truth, you know, is not a thing of compromise, man. The prophets never compromised. That's why they was hated, man. You know, because we were set up to instruct. Matter of fact, somebody get Proverbs, the 1st chapter, and hold, what's that? Is that Amos, the 5th chapter?
Yep.
Yeah, hold that on deck. If you will, give them the blue letter.
Okay.
And we'll look up, you know, keywords.
I
So
got
we'll get
something.
you got a Proverbs?
All right, I got a precept real quick.
Okay, bring it out. Somebody
Yeah,
give me the
it's
Proverbs.
Galatians
first.
4:16.
Yeah.
It says, "Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?"
Right. And that's why you have a lot of groups out there that pretty much you know, separate themselves from Great Millstone. You know, they don't have nothing good to say about us. Because we get on you, man. All right? That's why read that again.
Okay, so like it. Yep, this is back in Galatians 4:16. It says, "Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?"
Right. and really you should be encouraged by us getting on you, man. Because the scriptures tell you that the Lord chastens those who he loves, man. This is the ultimate form of love. All right? It tells you that in Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That the Lord chastens those who he loves. So, give me the Proverbs, the 1st chapter.
The first chapter, we started.
Start at the top.
Yeah, because this Proverbs 1 and verse 1, this is the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel,
Mm-hmm.
to know wisdom and instruction.
See, to know wisdom and instruction, man. So, instruction is really a form of correction.
Is it?
You know, in order for you to be instructed, you got to be corrected. See, go ahead.
It says to perceive the words of understanding,
Right, to perceive the words of understanding. Go ahead.
to receive the instructions of
There
wisdom.
go the word instruction again. To receive the instruction of wisdom, man. So you're going to have certain men here on the planet Earth that it was set up to instruct you. You know? But Israel, being the stiff-necked people that they are, they resist that spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahushua. Tell you that in Acts the 7th chapter. Go ahead.
It says to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice and judgment, and equity.
Yep, go ahead.
To give subtile to the simple.
To
It's
give-
like it.
Mhm.
It's like it.
Mhm.
Read again. This Proverbs 1, verse 4, it says to give subtlety to the simple.
See, to give subtlety to the simple, man. See that? That's what coming into this truth is all about. Being corrected, man. Being polished up, being sharpened, man. But see, Jake don't want that. You know, you got a lot of Israelite groups out there that learned from Great Millstone, but they branched out to do their own thing. Why? Because they wasn't willing to come up under the order. They wasn't willing to receive instruction, man. You know, that's off right there, man. Then what you're gonna have? You're gonna have a bunch of rebellious children. You know, whenever they hear something they don't like, they had a luxury of saying, you know what? I'm not in Great Millstone. You can't tell me, you know? Now understand that the Lord set up one order, man. See? Go ahead.
It says to the young man, knowledge and discretion.
Mm-hmm. So to the young man, knowledge and discretion, which all of us was young when we came into this truth. I don't care how old you was, when you was born again in the spirit. You know? You had to be retaught. You had to be retooled. Yep, go ahead, I'll continue.
Continue on, verse 5, it says a wise man will hear and will increase learning.
See, that's how you increase learning, by hearing, man. Which the word hear translates to hearken. You know? In order for you to hear or hearken, there's a certain level of humility that comes with that, man. Because every man got a certain level of pride, you know, a certain ego, man. So in order for you to learn from another man, that's the ultimate act of humility. You know? So that's pretty much it right there. Give me that Amos right there.
Okay. This is Amos 5:10. They hate him, they rebuke him in the gate.
See? So they hate him that rebuke him in the gate, man. See that? So really you hate Yahweh Basham Yahushua, because see what we stand for here at Great Millstone is restrictions, man. Case in point, when you come into Great Millstone, you're not permitted to get your beard lined up. That's against the law. There are certain laws you can keep, man. But you got certain guys out there that say, you know what? Man, I need to get my shit lined up so I ain't coming to Great Millstone. Matter of fact, give me with the Matthew the 7th chapter, the straight gate.
Yep. Yep. This is Matthew chapter 7. I'm gonna start.
You got certain guys, they got the long dreads. They say, you know what? I'm with being an Israelite, but I ain't finna cut my dreads. So you know what? I'll deal with IUIC. You know? You get liberty with these different But in Great Millstone, that's the of Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Kind of Matthew 7:13. It said, "Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction."
Right, so that straight gate, that's proof right there. No, we ain't saying that, man. A lot of these groups, you watch them long enough, they teach pretty much what we teach, man. But you know, like I said, if you pay attention to them long enough, or certain topics come up, then you will see where they stray. You know, then once we get on them, then now we hate it, man. But again, we were set up as guardians of the God. We tell you also in Psalm 94, who shall rise up against? Oh, good, go ahead.
I says to abhor, be abominable, do abominably, to be abhorred, be detested.
To be detested, man. I got a beat on you right now.
You know I ain't.
You got any apps open?
Nah, you know what I mean?
All the false doctrine.
It's black now.
Damn, motherfucker, black.
It's just black screen.
Oh, there you go.
There you go, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kind.